Shellyse TV.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh,
Hey everybody, I'm back to talk about the latest episode of This Is Us. Let's get right into the episode. Now let's start off with Randall and his father. Now, when his father is leaving the house, he's going to do his walk or, just his normal get out the house and get moving, get going routine. And so as he's leaving, Randall looks out the window and he sees that the police has stopped him and he's questioning him. And so he goes outside and he clears it all up and he lets the security guard know this is my guest. He's with me. And one of the white neighbors, she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." And I guess it was because his father was one black walking in an all white neighborhood, predominantly white neighborhood, to the way that he was dressed because, he didn't have fancy clothes or anything like that. He just looked like a regular older man walking down the street. And so Randall apologizes, and his father kind of looks at him like, "Really? You gonna apologize for that?" So Randall felt a little judged. So when they had this conversation later on in the episode, he expressed to his father that it may seem like, because I was raised by white parents and I was always raised around white people, that somehow I don't understand what it's like to be a black man. He said, but, you have to realize that I grew up in an all white neighborhood and I grew up around white people, so I know exactly what it means to be a black guy. Because he said, just think about it. Like when they went and got their, when he went to buy his father some new clothes, he pointed it out. He was like, "You don't think I didn't pay attention to the security guard? You don't think I paid attention to the salesperson who has been staring us down since we've been in here? You think I don't know that when I go and pay for these clothes with my card, they're going to ask for ID and all that stuff, even though they probably haven't asked anyone else in here to do that? Of course not. I understand what it is to be a black man." Oh, and also, one of Randall's daughters was in a play and she got to play Snow White. And so while they were there watching it, Randall was just sitting back observing everyone, just paying attention to how everyone was watching his daughter play Snow White, and the prince was a little white boy. And so later on, when he and his father are having this conversation, he brings that up. He's like, "This is how we decided to raise our children." He wants his children to think that she has every right to play Snow White. She can be whoever she wants to be. Now, I'm sure when she gets older, they're going to explain some more things to her just about how people may treat her different because of her race. But while she's a little kid, she shouldn't have to worry about those things. She doesn't really fully understand the significance of a little black girl playing Snow White. And so Randall got an apology from his father. He told him that he was sorry for not being a good father. And he told Randall that he was doing everything right as far as parenting goes. Now let's skip over to Kevin. He is in New York and he's there auditioning for a play. Now he's fresh out of California, and so it's very different for him. He's used to being on a sitcom, so now he's doing theater and it's so different. And this one girl who he's reading with is giving him such a hard time. So once he leaves the audition, he feels horrible and he keeps trying to call Kate and she's not picking up, and he just thinks that he blew it and he doesn't know what to do. So the girl that gave him such a hard time, she sat him down and she was like, "I think you really need to go back to California because this isn't the place for you. I know you probably thought this was going to be easy or that it was going to be like television, but it's not. Like, this is theater and it's a little bit more deep than what you think it is." And right as she telling him this, she gets a message or a phone call and they tell her that he got the part. So she's pissed because she thinks he doesn't deserve it. I think Kevin is going to be okay. He's going to fall on his face a few times, but I think he's going to be all right. Now let's skip over to Kate. Honey, she is in stalker mode this episode. So as her and Toby are out eating, she sees this beautiful woman give him a hug and talk to him. And so when he comes back over to the table, she's like, "Who was that chick?" And he was like, "That was my ex-wife." So it made her feel all kinds of self-conscious, and she just finds this woman online and she stalks her, and she thinks she's just so wonderful, and she doesn't really understand why her and Toby didn't work out. So she shows up at this woman's job and she's there really to just stalk her, really. But the woman is actually hiring. And so she thinks Kate is there for a job. So Kate actually gets interviewed by this woman and gets the job. So she goes and tells Toby what happened. And he's just like, really? He was really upset. And she was just like, "I just don't understand. Like, what happened? Why aren't y'all together? Like, she seems so perfect." And he was like, "No, she's not perfect." He said, "She cheated on me. She lied to me. She did so much dirty stuff to me. She's not a good person." And he said, "After we divorced, I gained 95 pounds and I even tried to commit suicide." So then she really understood the reasoning behind why he and her didn't make it. Because, see, like on the outside, all she seen was how beautiful and smart that she was. She didn't stop to realize that this woman could have had a horrible heart. And so after she found that out, she told him that she was gonna, quit, or she wasn't gonna accept the job for real. And it kind of gave her a reality check. Now let's get back into the past. So back in the day, it was Rebecca and Jack, and they decided to take the kids to the pool. Now, before they even left, Rebecca was apprehensive about it because Kate wanted to wear this bikini. Keep in mind, she's still a little chubby baby. She's not a baby. She was like 8 years old. So she's this little chubby girl, and she has on this Care Bears bikini, and she was very confident in herself. I love the fact that Jack shows her so much love, and he always makes her feel like a little princess and tells her she's beautiful, and he gives her so much confidence because he just sees her as his baby, and that's all he sees. But Rebecca, she has the reality vision. She's like, "Oh my goodness, kids are going to mess with her and pick on her because she's chubby." So anyway, they decide to go ahead and go to the pool. Now, while they're at the pool, there are a million things going on. Number one, Randall and Kevin keep getting into it, fighting as they always do. Them two go get in the pool, and Kate goes with her little friends. Now, her little friends gave her this mean note, and they were like, "You embarrass us, so we can't be friends with you no more." And Rebecca was just like, "See, I knew this was gonna happen. She should have wore a t-shirt over her bathing suit." But Jack was like, "Man, that's stupid." He got really upset about it. He was like ready to go off, and she was like, "No, calm down. You're just gonna make it worse." So he sits down with Kate because she's obviously upset, and she was covering herself up, and he gave her a t-shirt, and he told her that if you put this t-shirt on, then everyone will see you how you want to be. So she said, "Well, I want to be a princess," and he said, "Well, this is how everyone's gonna see you." And he reassured her one more time. He said, "When I see you, that's all I see is a little princess. I don't need a t-shirt to change who you are. You're beautiful, and I want you to always know that." And I really love that he did that. Another thing was Randall. So they went to this pool, and when Rebecca was looking out there for him, she couldn't find him. So then she runs up on him, and he's out there playing with the other black kids that are there. And so she gets really angry at him, and she's like, "You're not supposed to be over here, on this side." And one of the women that were watching him was like, "Well, why he can't be over here?" And so they kind of have this run in, and it seems as though it comes off that Rebecca doesn't want him to be over there because he's with other little black kids, and it seems a little racist. But she tries to straighten her face a little bit, and she's like, "No, that's not what I'm saying. He knows that he doesn't need to be away from me." And so as she's walking away, one of the black parents, she says, "The reason why he's scratching the back of his neck is because of razor bumps. You need to take him to a barber who knows how to cut black hair." And, she just makes that remark and it gets on Rebecca's nerves. And she's like, the nerve of that woman trying to tell me how I need to be taking care of him. But at the same time, one of the things that she was questioning when she first got there was, does he even need sunscreen? Because, come on, she has an African American child. Okay, she's not gonna know everything about him, like how to take care of his hair and what to do about his skin and just different things that's different. And so by the end of it, Rebecca got out of her feelings and she went over to that woman and she asked her, well, can you give me the name of a barber that I can take him to? And, she asked her if it was okay for him to have sunscreen. Did he need it? And the lady told her, when he gets out of the pool, you need to put lotion on his skin. She was just giving her some feedback and some information that she needed to know. And so I was happy to see that Rebecca kind of put her pride to the side and just asked questions, because these are things that she really needed to know. And I don't think that the lady was trying to be funny at first. I think she was just like, oh, you get these black kids and you don't know what to do with them. So I'm just going to try to put you up on game on how to do it. So they both were kind of standoffish at first, but then they relaxed. And I think later on they actually became really good friends because their kids started playing together and it was all good. And Randall, one of the things that he was doing, he had like this little notepad and he kept making these little marks. And then we found out that the reason why he was making the marks was because he was marking down every time he met a new black person. And Kevin was having a little bit of a hard time. He was craving his dad's attention, and his daddy wasn't paying attention to him. So he doesn't know how to swim. So while he was in the pool, his ball got away from him that he was playing with. So he went over to the deeper end, and he literally almost drowned. And when he looked back at his parents, nobody was paying attention to him. So he was pissed. So when he went over there to his parents and he got right in his dad's face and he was like, I almost died over there in the pool and you wasn't even paying attention. You don't even love me. Like, he just got so upset. He was like, you're always worried about Kate and her weight. We're always trying to make Randall feel like he's not adopted. But what about me? Pay attention to me. And so Jack felt really bad about it, and he sat him down and he talked to him and he said, listen, I am new at this. Even though I'm older than you, I'm just trying to be the best parent that I can be. Can you forgive me and give me another chance? So I like the fact that Jack got on his level and he asked for his forgiveness and he told him that he was sorry and that he did need to start paying more attention to him. So that's basically everything that happened in this episode. If I left anything out, please drop it in the comments below and we'll keep the conversation going. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe because I'll be here every week talking about this show, and I may be doing some reviews and recaps of other shows that you may be watching. So I'll see you guys in the next one.